Shifting a bit from the ever-popular Silent Hill series, we shift to one of the more popular first-person shooter series. Developed by Spark Unlimited, Call of Duty Finest Hour was released back on November 16, 2004 for the Xbox, the PS2, and the GameCube, although the latter was created by Exact Entertainment. Having been created far before Call of Duty became the fad that it is, or was, depending on your perspective, Finest Hour represented the first console title in the series. The campaign dropped players into the US, British, and Soviet fronts of World War II. It even featured the tunes of Michael Giacchino, the brilliant Oscar-winning composer that's worked on tons of music, including on the upcoming Star Wars Rogue One. This test build is from over a year prior to the game's release, having been built on October 11, 2003. As you might imagine based on that date, this build is quite early. It starts by loading to a simple level select that you can see here. Most of the levels are essentially empty shelves featuring tiny portions of the world. The player can switch between multiple weapons, one of which hasn't been implemented properly. A super jump allows you to see pretty much whatever you want to see, assuming the chunk has been loaded into the tiny memory of the PS2. There is no HUD or health of any kind, but it does keep track of your ammo and you do have to reload if you happen to see anything. Just as a heads up, I am most likely going to pronounce some of these names wrong. The first level is Tatsinskaya, and it is a big snow level with a handful of NPCs waiting on the cliffs. Add in a few trees and that's all that the level has to offer in this early incarnation. Stalingrad is tiny, but makes up for it by having a tank that follows your movement, even if you can move straight through it. A few soldiers run around and try to do something, but that's really it. The tank does try to shoot at you, but you can't actually see anything, or apparently be damaged by it. Matmata is one of the largest levels in the game, featuring buildings, some AI that follows you, and a handful of enemies. The tank also makes an appearance, although like all the other levels in this build, there is no objective of any kind. Alberona again has some basic AI going on, but eventually you run out of room to walk as you end up in the void of the world. Stavilo starts you off in a forested region, but allows you to walk down into the village itself. A few NPCs stand by, but they have no AI, so they sit there and do absolutely nothing. Again, it doesn't look like the entire world had been implemented, or maybe it hadn't been built yet, but regardless, there are big blank spaces where you just simply cannot go. Aachen has basically nothing going on at all. And to round things out, Potomnik features a relatively large forested area, but what makes this one special is it has attack dogs waiting to bite your head off. For some exclusive content and a heads up on what is coming soon, check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/p2ponline. We have a new supporter, Staged Scream. We have lots of unique games to cover, but with your help, it allows me to track down more, along with the hardware to get them going. One of the big items on the agenda is a PS2 tool, the giant PlayStation 2 that should allow me to check out some development titles that cannot load on a test or modded units, such as Oblivion on the PS2. hit that subscribe button and do check out some of the other content on the channel, like these videos. Thank you very much for watching.